Close your eyes and imagine you are walking through a field with grass and fresh air. You can see the blue sky with puffy white clouds. How do you feel? I bet you're feeling relaxed, maybe even calm. Now imagine you're in a dark room. The floors are grates and you can't see anything but the other people around you. I bet you're feeling scared, maybe even claustrophobic. These two scenarios represent the daily life of a cow in natural versus a cow on a factory farm. If you could pick, which one would you choose? There are around 800,000 cows suffering in factory farms. That's about 8 times the amount of people living in Oregon City. I was always sad when I thought about factory farms, but I still ate meat. A few years ago, I went vegetarian with my friend Allison, and neither of us have eaten meat since. Through that experience, I have learned a lot about what one person can do in response to injustice. I know not everyone will become vegetarian, but there's a better way to raise animals for meat. I recently watched a movie called Temple Grandin. Temple Grandin is a movie based on a real story about a woman named Temple who has autism, and it makes her be able to put herself in the eyes of the cows. She designs a concept so that the cows don't feel scared before slaughter, and dipping, a way to wash the cows by pushing them in water. Many of our ideas about the management of slaughterhouses are being used in factory farms today. This was a good reminder of why I care about this issue and why I want to try and help. It really made me feel like I could do something, even if it's just informing others on what is really going on in factory farms. Nature is cruel, but we don't have to be. In the movie, she made a good point that nature is cruel. The terrible things that happen in factory farms are not needed. For example, the electric bath. A tub of water with an electric current flowing through it is designed to stun poultry prior to slaughter. The birds are shackled upside down and placed in an electric bath. While the animals should be rendered unconscious, the bath systems are not foolproof, and many of the birds are fully conscious throughout the remainder of the slaughtering process. Killing stick. The killing stick is a device used in the slaughterhouse process to cut the major arteries and jugular veins of animals once they have been stunned. Bolt gun. The bolt gun is a device to render large farmed animals, such as cattle and pigs, unconscious by shooting a metal bolt or rod through the animal's head and into the brain. Unfortunately, the accuracy rate of the bolt gun stuns are not 100%. Sadly, these are some of the things the cows have to deal with just to be killed and eaten for us. This is not the only issue when it comes to factory farming. We also need to think about the larger effects on the environment. According to the U.S. Protection Agency, 9% of global warming comes from factory farms, and if that goes up, the world will warm up to a point where we won't be able to turn back. If you purchase meat from a grocery store, you are eating meat that has been eating corn. That might not sound too bad, but cow stomachs function best when they eat grass. If they don't have grass in their diet, they don't digest their food normally, and that can affect the meat that you are putting in your body in a negative way. The cows are also being fed antibiotics to make them get fatter faster so that they don't have to spend money to feed them for a longer period of time. Because of this, it makes them more of a fatter cow than a cow that gets to walk around outside and get muscles for better meat. Cows are grazing animals, which means for them to stay happy and healthy, they need to walk around and eat a variety of different grasses. But when they are in factories, they only get a small space that is concrete with a container of corn to share with the rest of the cows in the building. Some things that can make life better for farmed animals are paying attention to where you are purchasing your meat, banning inhumane practices, and taking individual actions against injustices. Another way to help life better for farmed animals is to support local businesses that are treating farmed animals with compassion rather than going to a big grocery store and getting meat that could be coming from factory farms. Consumers can make a big impact by choosing to spend their money at local farms who have good practices. If you are interested in buying meat from a local place that you can rely on, you should consider purchasing from Delano Farms here in Oregon City. Another place that you could go in our area is Fisher Ridge Farms. They supply good meat and they are kind to their animals. They donated to my school's farm-to-table banquet, and they are very reliable and kind. In the past few months, I have had to stay home because of the coronavirus. During this time, I discovered a company called Milkrun. Milkrun is a company that provides meat and milk and delivers it right to your door from animals who have been raised properly. There is so much you can do just by supporting people around you that want to do the right thing. Another thing that I feel like could make a difference is peaceful protests. They work if you are being respectful when sharing your opinion. We need laws that will stop factory farms from treating their animals so poorly. We need lawmakers to join this fight. A law like the government to pass to promote humane husbandry of animals before slaughter. There is no need to be so cruel. Call, write, or email your representatives and ask them to ban inhumane animal raising practices. Overall, factory farming is a huge problem in my opinion. Ever since it was created, we have relied on it way too much. We need to start taking action rather than just watching and observing what is happening right in front of us. There are so many things that you can do, like I said before, but one thing that I didn't mention is just to have compassion towards other living things. While shopping in stores, look for cruelty-free products and tread lightly on our delicate planet. Please reconsider where you are buying your meat and think about the cows and other animals on farms who can live a happier existence with your support of these local farms. Thank you for listening to my talk. The cows, chickens, turkeys, and pigs thank you too.